A very warm welcome, everybody. And in this video, Ivanka and I am going to talk about the power of sharing. Because we have been collaborating since 2014, and we wanted to do a video about why it's important to share and why we are sharing and what it is bringing us and what it's bringing each other. But before I dive or we dive into this in the content of this video, I would like to ask Ivanka to introduce yourself, Ivanka, because you have a pretty big track record. We sometimes jokingly call you the godmother of mushrooms. Thus, please tell us a little bit about your background, education, the company, when it was founded, etc.
Well, thank you very much. And thank you very much for initiate these fantastic activities. And now, excuse me, I would like to say, I'm, like Simon said, I am Ivanka Milenkovic. I am biologist. And already 33 years ago, when I finished my study, my first place where I started to work was regarding and about the mushrooms. Later on, I was student of the most best scientists in this science. And I learned already very early how it is important to transfer science into the practice. Fortunately or unfortunately, during my career and during my working, during the period of my entrepreneurship life, I had a really lot of turbulences, sometimes very unique and sometimes very specific because of the situation, all atmosphere in my surrounding. And all those turbulences, sometimes very difficult, all those tough situations, I only could overbridge and only could win uh, thanks of the support and thanks of the people who share their knowledge, their experience, their financing, all what they could with me. Then I learned that sharing is the way of surviving. And as far as I had luckily or unluckily occasion to receive the benefit of sharing, I realize that it is also my way of doing things, sharing, supporting, and keeping hand open for giving and receiving.
Okay, excellent. Hey, and when was Ekofungi founded, Ivanka?
My production was funded here on 2002. But of course, we had start with only 4 tunnels. And from the very beginning, we had been fully innovative company. And from that moment up today, we changed the names. In that time, we had been horticulture consulting company. On 2012, we renamed that in Ekofungi. And already, this year will be 19 years already we are acting in development of the new stream in mushroom business, what in fact it is the basement for all our story in MLN.
Okay. Hey, and the tunnels that you created are very innovative as well, because they have a rather simple but durable construction.
Yeah, yes, all what we have here had been created in order to fulfill the high technological request with as lower investment as it is possible. So, like result of mobilization of the knowledge and experience and support of other people based on the sharing model, we had created that for this region and for the Europe at all, brand new construction model of the tunnels where full technological requests may be fulfilled, complete technological demand, mushroom, or the complete technology can be realized, but all that technology and technological solutions are based on the low investment principle, because simply we had never had opportunity to invest uh, more than it was necessary.
Yeah, and it's really functioning because it's functioning over 20 years when
Yeah,
people were laughing at you at the time.
yeah.
And what is interesting, because in Serbia you have very cold winters and very hot summers.
Yes, yes, and it is very important. That is, we will have a time during all these our sessions to talk about many things, but those tunnels are constructed in order to survive temperature differences of 60 degrees,
Yeah,
60 degrees from minus 20 up to the plus 40.
excellent.
But on 2012, we had 70 degrees differences, because in that winter we had minus 28 degrees centigrade, and in the summer plus 40, and
Excellent.
we survived.
We're going to do a separate session about those tunnels
Yeah,
because they're
yeah.
really amazing. Okay, so thank you for that introduction. I'll do a short introduction about myself.
Yes,
I am
please.
originally not a mushroom farmer. I worked in financial services for 15 years. So I worked at banking and insurance companies. For 10 years, I did that as an employee. And for 5 years, I did it as a freelancer. And after 15 years in financial services, I didn't really feel connected with that branch anymore. So I became a corporate refugee, so to speak. And I gave myself 1 year to reinvent myself as an entrepreneur. And during that year, I got acquainted with the Blue Economy, the thought process, and the book by Günter Pauli. Sorry. And in this book, he describes over 100 business cases of things you can do locally with waste. And growing mushrooms on coffee ground is one of them. So we started Rotterzwam in January 2013 in the basement of an old subtropical swimming paradise. And in 2013, we had the first MLN, Mushroom Learning Network, meeting there. And that's where we met Ivanka. And from there on, we built our relationship. And that relationship is based on sharing. And this video is also about the power of sharing and why we should share. And Ivanka shared her saying with the hand open to receive and to give. I also have this saying that I once heard, and it says, give all you have and you will receive more. And so if you look in nature, Ivanka, there are different levels of sort of getting what you want.
Yeah,
And we have the competition, and there's a lot of competition in nature if you look in nature, but also between humans. But let's look at nature for now, because we are trying to work with nature
yeah.
and to integrate nature in our
And
society
to
in a way.
copy the nature
Sorry.
principles, to copy the principles of nature.
Yes, excellent, excellent. And so when there is competition, two species, for example, are fighting for something. And we know there's a lot of fighting for sex and for food. We have all seen the David Attenborough videos on the BBC and other National Geographic. But there is a fighting, and this fighting is costing both parties a lot of energy. Then there is a parasitic relationship where one party benefits and the other one suffers. Then you have commensalism, which I probably don't pronounce right, but it's about one party benefiting and other one doesn't really notice it. Like the sea, in the sea you have these things on walruses, on whales, and well, the sea pox, I believe they're called.
Mhm.
The sea pox is benefiting, and the whale is not really bothered by it. And then there's an interesting thing. It's about the symbiotic relationship, And there we come into the realm of the mushrooms, because what you see is that not all, but a lot of mushroom species, they form this symbiotic relationship with the root system of trees. And so the mushroom is protecting the trees, or the roots of the trees, from invaders and pests. And in exchange for that protection, they get sugars. So the symbiotic relationship is the relationship where both have a minimum amount of energy put into it, and they both benefit from it. And I really like that perspective, and that's why we at Rotterzwam always say, what do we always say? It's collaboration replaces competition.
Yeah.
Um, so why are you sharing, Ivanka? I mean,
Just to
it's
add,
so much easier to shut up and to say nothing.
no, just to respond you by the language of what you just apply. In the nature, the organisms who are living in the symbiotic relations, they I'm talking like they are human, like they are person. So two natural things which are in symbiotic relations together win in the battle with the competitors.
Yeah,
So if we have boletus, or let me allow to say, if we have a quark, if we have a tree with boletus, three is stronger in front of the some parasitic or some disease. Okay, it is not so one way. It is not so simple. But maybe in that my understanding of the natural process, I can give to you respond on the fact why I am sharing. There is a two aspect. One, because in sharing, now very seriously, you have a win-win situation. Everybody are winners when somebody when you share with correct people, because for sharing you need the two sides. You cannot be only one who is simply sharing and on the other side. I mean, when I am saying sharing and then I am thinking about the mutual, then it is the win-win situation. That is the benefit of all sides. And when you mobilize our common knowledge, all together we are stronger in front of our enemy. And our enemy can be in our, let's talk about the very realistic things. Our enemy is a global market. Our enemy is high-tech industry. Of course. Why? Because with promoting of only expensive and very difficult and complicated solution, they limited us. And that is the reason, if we together create our way, if we found our piece of the soil or space in this world, in this global world, we will together be able to survive and be able to win. And I'm very ambitional person. I am my demand towards me is extremely high. So to be very honest, maybe I'm sharing it because of my selfish reason, because I'm feeling better. This is part of my personality. I
okay.
am feeling like I have a nickname here in Ekofungi. They call me Chicken, because then I like to feel nice, because I enjoy in your success, and your success I feel like my success, and I'm very proud on your success, because, and I'm sure that you also share the same feeling. So it is not only sharing the knowledge, it is not only sharing the experience, it is not only okay, I'm sharing about the ventilation and heating and everything, but it is also way of understanding, a way of finding satisfaction and fulfilling personal ambition.
Okay, nice. what I personally like also about the whole sharing is because in the beginning we asked around to say, yeah, because we're not the first one growing
Yeah.
mushrooms, we're not the first one growing mushrooms and coffee waste, and we asked around to people, can you help us? But people, were like
Uh-huh.
not sharing the information because they thought they wanted to keep the head start on the competition. And so we decided we wanted to do it different and started sharing it from the beginning. And the nice thing is when you share, is that people come up with solutions for problems you didn't even know you had,
Of course.
or for opportunities you didn't even know you had. So when we were sharing what we were doing, we had people, for example, contacting us and say, hey, did you know that mushrooms produce enzymes, and
Yeah.
that you can wash these enzymes out of the substrate, and that you could use, in theory, these enzymes to look into making biofuel from low worthy degraded organic material, like, for example, old paper from the sewage system. And that was very interesting because we still have that in the back of our mind. And we want to compete with Shell at one point in the future, but it will take some time, but we will get there eventually.
Of course. And yes, it is always matter of the, so it is always a matter of mutual understanding. And to be very honest, it is also a matter of the personal education and personal character. uh, I am small entrepreneur, and I always say I cannot split uh, my life on professional and private, and I cannot do that. All what really upset me privately, it is the same in my professional, and I have no. So I think that it is also part of the education, part of the nature, and part of sort of energy, sort of not metaphysical energy, but we are different people. And simply, one thing I decide anywhere when we start that activities, and I'm absolutely sure that it was a right decision. You know, it is in one period of my life I was struggling to run after farmers, people, engineers, to push them, to ensure them, to ask from them, to insist on solution, to try to convince them to do this and that, because I learned that in Holland, I learned that here and there. And then all of the sudden, it was very important part of my life. And to be very honest, it was total negative, with negative result. I mean, with the result zero, because you that's something what I also want to share. If you really want to convince that somebody join, that somebody follow, that somebody share, that somebody do a business with you or with us, the best option is to sit, to do all what you can as best that you can, to be open for collaboration, to be open for cooperation. And then positive and negative electricity, it the all that new world is going to be created.
Hmm.
If you push, if you run, if you ask, it doesn't work. Maybe I'm wrong, but it's my experience. So
Yeah, that's also what we saw, because we were sharing what we were doing, and then people came to us also. Hey, can you help us, and can we learn from you? Can we visit your farm? And then it can also become an earning model. So you share some for free and some for a fee, because you invest time in it. And then if you can build on that collaboration, as we have did over the last few years. We are exchanging earning models with each other, because we both cater to different markets. So you shared a recipe and a product with us for mushroom bread. We have shared the mushroom spread with you, and so there's a lot of exchange of knowledge between each other. And that is really beneficial for both companies, for both Ekofungi and for Rotterzwam.
Yes, yes, Simon, but I will also pay even bigger attention on the period when we could share some when we learn together, and when we work on just the basic things about the cultivation. It is easy today to talk about the spread and bread and this and that, but before all of that, you need to produce something. You need to make something out of nothing. And to be very honest, in mushroom technology, it is almost just like that, to collect some ways to do something and make something. So all of that, now everything looks simple. And what is the purpose of this MLN? What was the purpose from the beginning of MLN, and especially today? It is in fact that guys and our all who want spare. In my case, 30 years and in your case, 10 years almost of struggling, fighting. And of course, I cannot tell no, they will not have some certain problems, but definitely they will not have the same problems what I had and what you had. And that is the point. And of course, later on, there is a bread, there is a enzymes, there is this, there is that. I always say I'm old-fashioned woman, and I am totally old-fashioned in sense of way of sharing. For me, these internet options are really still very difficult to be accepted, because I think that our personal contact and communication are not replaceable. But what we can do, I hope that we will also have the time in the future.
Yeah,
So
definitely. It's a
let's
nice.
start from the bottom line of our production.
Yeah, definitely. So make something from nothing. Really well said. And I think that is also our invitation to you as a viewer, as a mushroom enthusiast, and to join the Mushroom Learning Network community platform. You can join for just €1 per week. It's €52 per year. You join the platform, you get access to a lot of free downloads, ebooks, a mushroom farm plan, a discount on the education material of Ekofungi and Rotterzwam. There are several experts on the platform, experienced entrepreneurs with, I think, almost every one of them has over 10 years of experience in mushroom cultivation. We have somebody, a specialist on cultivation on wood, making products like a hamburger that is 50% meat and 50% oyster mushroom. And of course, we have Ivanka and myself as hosts of the platform. So maybe we see you in the Mushroom Learning Network community platform soon. And there we can share knowledge, share insights, and build small scale mushroom businesses all over the world.
And also, what is very important, nor Simon, nor me, nor all, we are not people who promote a copy-paste solution. The most important, the most crucial differences between the mainstream in mushroom branch and all that streams what we seen on internet and us is that there is no copy-paste production in the small mushroom farming. Every single farm is specific. And the purpose of our work and the purpose of MLN and the purpose of the blue economy approach is to make your own business based on the local conditions according to your personal request, personal demand, and meet your expectation. And in that struggling, there is no copy paste.
Excellent. Yeah, no, there isn't. All right. Thank you for watching and see you soon on the platform.
Hope to see you soon.